All right, looks like we're live. Get a couple drinks of my coffee, get my gloves on here, and wait, see if anybody comes in. I tend to get to painting too quickly, and then I get done with my painting before too many people are in here. But this is the last final push for my hours, so I'm going to do about 3 paintings, I think. So, all right, and today we're going to do just some kind of softer, subtler colors. Going to do really a lot of white. Then we have this spring green. It's a real nice lighter green. Then this one is blue cotton, China blue, and I have all my paint. It's acrylic paint, and I've mixed my paint with Floetrol, and I have it all mixed up ahead of time. And the squirt bottles, it's just easier that way with it mixed up ahead of time for amount of paintings that I do. And we'll throw a little bit of gold in there maybe. So I have a 6 by 6 inch canvas. I really like this size of canvas. It's a real nice square size for fluid acrylics. And this is a gallery wrapped canvas, meaning it's wrapped all the way around. And it's real nice deep 1.5 inch canvas, 6 by 6 with 1.5 inch sides. It's one of my favorite sizes to pour on. It's a very nice size. And so I am going to go ahead and fill up kind of a little bit more paint than I need for this pour. But I'm going to keep in mind, I'm going to use the same colors for this larger painting. So I'm going to go ahead and start painting a little bit. And I have white. Need quite a bit of white because this is going to be a very light, subtle painting. And a little bit of this nice spring green. And I'm just randomly throwing a little bit of color in there. And I'm going to do what's called a dirty pour technique. And that's the blue cotton. It's a very light blue, but it's a darker of our 2 blues. And then I also have, this is a China blue, which this blue is a very, very light blue. It's one of my very favorite blues I've been working with, but unfortunately it has been discontinued. So what paint that I have of the China blue is the last I'll have. But I've almost gotten down being able to mix up my own China blue. So hopefully soon I can get that color down, real light blue, and mix it perfectly and not have to worry about them discontinuing my color on me. All right. Now this is probably plenty of paint for this little 6 by 6. I am going to throw just a little bit of that gold in there. Not much though. And we'll top it off with just a little bit of white. And then we'll pour. And this is called the dirty pour technique, or a dirty cup, just because you put all your paint together in one cup and then you pour it. And you can pour it in any direction. You can pour it just like all over. You can pour it just in the center. Whatever technique, it gives kind of a different look, the different way you pour it. I'm just going to go for kind of a more random look. All right. Now I like to put my hand in an L shape to kind of catch it, but this is very deep sides. So I want it really to go down the sides. So I am going to go ahead and take my torch. It's just like a chef's torch, creme brulee torch. I'm going to give it a little bit of a torch because I do see some air bubbles. Now I only have silicone in the darker of the 2 blues, and that is it. All right, now I'm going to do my tilting. I want to tilt it enough to let enough go all the way down those sides and those corners. sometimes you got to just kind of help it with your fingers, get all the sides and corners. And it's okay if I drip a little bit on this other canvas because it is going to be used with the same colors. So it's really not a big deal. All right, let me wipe my hands a little bit. Tends to get a little slippery once you get paint all over your hands. All right. So I will be doing 3 paintings today. 2 of these 6x6s and then 1 16x20. All right, and I will give it just a little bit more of a torch. Probably not much going to happen because we have already torched it. I just saw a couple of air bubbles pretty much is the only reason I needed to pop those. I'm just double checking corners and sides, making sure everything is nicely covered. All right, and I'm going to wipe my hands one more time and get this one set aside. And then once I get this one set aside, I'll grab the other 6x6 inch. All right, I'm going to set it aside and I'll grab another one. All right, now I still have quite a bit in the cup. I just need to add a little bit more and then we're good to go. So I'm adding a little bit more white. Now that one was a lot of green in that one, which was very nice, but I'm going to put a little bit more blue in this one just to make them kind of matching, but also contrasting at the same time. And a tad bit more of that gold. Some of the lighter of the 2 blues. And I'm not going to put any green. There's still quite a bit of green in there. And just a little bit more white, and that's it. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour this. Still the same technique, kind of just a dirty pour, kind of at a random, just kind of watching how it falls and kind of just go with my gut how I want it to look. All right. Going to torch this one. This one doesn't have quite as many of the air bubbles. The paint kind of settled down after being shook. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and do the tilting for this one. I'm going to tilt to this back corner first. Help it down the corner a bit. And we might as well go with this back edge too. And still quite a bit of green, but that's okay. It's very nice. It looks nice. Even though I added no more green to that cup. All right. Just helping along on those edges and corners a bit. All right. It must be a busy, busy Tuesday. Or the notifications must not be going out. That tends to be how it is. Or people must just be busy. I know it's pretty hard with kind of the end of summer. Everybody's got a lot of projects around the house and things you got to finish up. So that's all right. I might just try going live again later. We'll see. But I had some paintings to do, so might as well just turn it on live and do them paintings. Just helping the edges there. I think that's it. I think, yeah, they're pretty well covered. And I'll give it one more little bit of a torch. But not much. All right. Few cells developing, but not much silicone in this one. So I wasn't expecting much cells, and I'm not always going for cells. Sometimes I like a nice subtle marbled look like that. And I do see some trying to pop up here. So sometimes it's nice just to have areas of cells as well. And sometimes I'll kind of help that along if I see a area cropping up that's got a few cells. All right. I'm liking that. Nice subtle marbling effect. All right, I'm going to set this one aside as well. That was another 6 by 6 inch canvas. All right, we now have, it's already got a little bit of paint on it, but no big deal. Here, I'll keep my hand here for focus purposes. And we're going to be filling that cup, and we're even going to fill another one. So same colors we're going to go with. Let me get a bunch of white down. All right, and a little bit more white in this one. I'm going to just use that same cup and then also add a little more. This beautiful spring green. All right, and a bunch of that blue. Blue cotton. And that's apple barrel. I do not use the apple barrel white in this painting. I never use the apple barrel white, but there's no apple barrel white in this painting. The apple barrel is cheap paint, or the white is cheap paint. And the other colors, the blues and the green, are apple barrel, is the brand of paint, acrylics, mixed with Floetrol. And then my gold is a mixture of two different golds. It's the brand cheap paint gold, and then it's a Craftsmart antique gold as well. Just throwing a bunch of that blue in there, guys. It's wanting to come out a little bit wonky on me here. All right. Might as well throw a little bit of that gold I was just talking about. And the reason I mix the two golds is it just works better for me. Sometimes certain golds will get just lost and kind of mix and make just all the colors shimmery. And then sometimes this gold just shows up really well for me when I've mixed the two golds together. Bunch of white, guys, just a bunch. All right. Now I'll put a little bit more green, but we don't want this too green. So we want this primarily the white and the blues with a little bit of green through it. So just a little bit. All right. So I'll just keep on painting. I'm not sure. I hope I'm live. I hope I pushed those buttons right. Maybe I didn't even go live right. So it's interesting. Okay. But this is the last one I'm going to do. Maybe I'll come back live in a little bit after I've cleaned up this, because these 16 by 20s are hard to move while I'm doing a live. That's why I tend to try to do just one 16 by 20 during a live, or the last painting. So, all right. Actually, before I pour that, I'm going to go ahead and look on my phone and make sure. This is kind of interesting. Make sure I did this right. Does it show I'm live? Let's look on the phone. Oh, I'm live. Yep, 14 minutes. All right, no big deal. No big deal. I had to do some painting anyways. So, all right. All right, so this is going to be more than enough paint, but I have a couple other paintings to do anyways, so that's fine. I'll have a little bit extra to do on those. So I'm going to also do the dirty pour technique. I'm just going to randomly pour down. And then if I have not enough or some space or something, I'm going to also throw some more of the blue down to kind of fill in the space. Oh, I might be using both these cups. I wasn't sure if I would use both. All right, throw a little bit more up top here. And okay, so I used both the cups, no big deal. That's a good amount for a 16 by 20 anyways, because you don't want too little paint, but you don't want to waste paint as well. So this is a good amount for a 16 by 20. Because if you have too little paint, you end up, if you've got a nice design, nice cells, which I have quite a bit of cells going on, I would maybe stretch and maybe lose those a bit. So you want to have plenty of paint. We're going to go to this bottom corner. Just slowly, nicely tilting. All right. And I'm kind of taking my time. Oh, why is the focus? I got to pay attention to the computer, the laptop monitor to see what's it showing you guys. And it looks like yellow through there, but that is just the gold. There's no yellow. The blues and greens and whites. All right, get that. I wonder if having the window open next to me is messing with the focus a little. It might be. It might be a little bit of adjustment for the lighting, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll check all the settings and all that good stuff. Well, I've never been live and have no one come in, but that's all right. This is interesting. We just go with it. You know, that's what you got to do in life. You just kind of got to go with it. I know I have had plenty of stuff happen in life that you just got to kind of go with. So, but no big deal. No big deal. I was going to paint anyways. All right. Making sure to get all the edges. I am going to pour a little bit that way because that edge wasn't quite. All right, and bring it back to the center a bit. And then we will torch it just a little, make sure I get the edges and corners and all that. Okay, let me wipe off my hands. I can get that focused. It's kind of focusing in on that. It's hard to, the camera doesn't pick it up very well because of the. All right. I'm going to give this one a torch and then that'll be done. That'll be it for today. I'm going to I have to run a couple errands. And then if, you know, you never know on errands if it's going to take you a long time or if you're going to hit all the green lights and no lines and all that good stuff. So if I end up having enough time, I actually will be coming on again this afternoon. But if not, I'll be back tomorrow. So that was 2 6 by 6 inch canvases, and this is a 16 by 20 inch canvas. All right, well, that was 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes of painting, so not bad. Got those. When you have it mixed up in the bottles, you can get it done pretty quickly. A lot of the prep work is done ahead of time before I actually get onto camera. So, took off my gloves. Sorry about I'm trying to get the focus. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. You guys have a great day, and I'm going to try to get back on here in a little bit. All right, have a good one. If anybody watches this, I hope you have a great day, and thank you for watching.